What's going on, beautiful people? Happy Thanksgiving. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, happy holidays. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving and you just celebrate the day, happy day for being alive. If you're watching this video, I saw this video and it was two, I'm going to say indigenous people talking, and they had like this frown face on, and they were like, you shouldn't celebrate Thanksgiving because it's the day that it was a massacre, a massive massacre of indigenous people. And automatically I felt horrible. But let's be clear, every Americanized holiday is deep rooted in death and blood. But that's not why y'all are here. So I'm not going to take it there with you right now. Let's get to the fun stuff, okay? We're going to talk about Lex. Kind of like she watched how it was edited and how the aftermath of the fight between her and Summer, and she's talking about it, saying that some things led up to that. Then we're going to talk about, what else can I cover? Summer is just being a troll over the episode, and she kind of clocked some things that I clocked in the review, in both reviews. We're going to talk about Sway, talking about the whole cat situation. What else are we talking about? Natalie's still saying that she's the one that thought of Baddy shot at Clyde. We're going to cover a couple topics. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it.
You know what, y'all? That, honestly, watching this makes me feel so sad because I never thought in a million years I would ever have to put my hands on somebody that I once called my friend. And it's different when you feel betrayed by someone that you once loved, that you once called your friend. It's a whole different feeling, okay? This is not just because I didn't fight her just because she put her hand in my face or because she bumped into me or looked at me a certain way. No. It was a real situation that happened. And y'all, at this moment, when I finally put my hands on her, was my last straw. I'm very patient, and I take a lot of stuff, and I even told Summer multiple times, Summer, stop treating me the way that you're treating me. If I'm your friend or we were friends, whatever, just at least have that little bit of respect to stop treating me like this, because how much is too much? At some point, everyone has a point where it's like enough is enough. Everyone has a point to where it's like enough is enough. For me, it was an ongoing thing, and this was my last straw. What you guys are seeing right here is my last straw. I know what I can do to Summer. I know what I can do to her. I'm not fighting her just because, oh yeah, I could beat you up. No, it was a list of things that got up into that point, and you guys will see. I'm a very genuine friend, and my thing is, no, it's weird. I felt very betrayed. No, you guys will watch. Like, I don't even want to say too much because y'all will see everything unfold. Y'all will see everything. But I know the truth, and she knows the truth, and she knows what happened. So y'all are just gonna have to watch and see exactly how shit went down. Period. And I'm gonna stay on the same path. I'm here. I'm back, and I'm better. Period.
Damn, she was such them titties, wasn't she?
Ran Africa, so I'm excited to see like how
civil and have a conversation. And I am going to get the footage from Zeus when we very first initially ever said Baddy and the chant. I'm going to do that because at this point you guys are just getting out of control with it. It was not created in New Orleans. And if it was, you guys keep sending me a clip. Everyone has on Mardi Gras beads, and this clip is in New Orleans when we were on Bourbon Street. So why in the scene did Persuasion and BRI say it was created in North Carolina, which was the first city we went to on, or the second city we went to on Baddies, see all these goddamn Baddies shows? Baddies, South. First of all, how are you going to tell me? Okay, first of all, let's just do this. If you're a businesswoman and you created a chant on a show, right? Why you didn't trademark it? Why is the trademark mine? I have Baddy shot o'clock in the gaming space where I can sell my game, in the merch space, and obviously in the reality TV space because I also own Baddies on TV. So wait, let's just stop.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from AK Nation TV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. If this is your first time seeing me, I've been doing YouTube for a very long time. And AK Nation TV as a brand is synonymous with Bad Girls Club, and now we run us over into Baddies because without BGC, there would be no Baddies, okay? First off, you know, I gotta say, shout out to all y'all for liking and commenting on the video. I'm gonna do a repost of my top 10 or a rediscussion of my top 10 because some of y'all were mad that I had Sapphire in the mix. And after I made the video, I thought about it. Immediately, I thought of J.O. I forgot about J.O., right? And, you know, you got Kiva was a good fighter on as well. And then people were mentioning Meatball. And so when I thought of Meatball, I was like, yeah, really though? But, you know, and when I think of the two, J.O. or Meatball, in my head, I think to myself, J.O. had Meatball scared to come back on set. Like we just gonna say that that's what it was because that's what it gave. Now I'm sure Meatball has a different story or whatever. Well, I know she did because she said something different. But we just gonna call it a spade and that be that. So out of the two, I would put J.O. in that spot. Then some people were mad that Jayla and or Rollie was in that spot. But let's be clear, everybody that Rollie has fought, she has won for the most part, except against Jayla. No shade. Except against Jayla. And a lot of the times, Rollie is not fighting someone her size. So I guess people could have that argument, right? Rollie's always fighting someone smaller than her. But Rollie fought E.T., Rollie fought Jayla. Well, the way everybody's smaller than Rollie. So I mean, you can't really use that, right? Until we get Ciroc on here, or until we get the chick that went to jail, you can't really. I mean, it is what it is. Everybody's gonna be smaller than Rollie. No shade, no shade, no shade. I'm just saying. But with Jayla, I feel the same way. Like Jayla has fought different body types and has won every fight that she had. You know, except for going against Lex, right? So I don't know why people hate on Jayla. I really don't know why people hate on Jayla. But Jayla didn't walk away looking like she was destroyed by Lex either. You know what I'm saying? So y'all know where I'm going with it. But anyway, the two people out of J.O. and Meatball, I would put J.O. So I would take Sapphire off the list and put J.O. on. I just had to clear that up. I'm not biased. No bias over here. It just makes sense to me. And I'm thinking about any other fighters. Yeah, it just makes sense to me. But anyways, let's talk about Lex. Let's get into it.
You know what, y'all? That honestly, watching this makes me feel so sad because I never thought in my years I would ever have to put my hands on somebody that I once called my friend. And it's different when you feel betrayed by someone that you once loved, that you once called your friend. It's a whole different feeling, okay? This is not just because I didn't fight her just because she put her hand in my face or because she bumped into me or looked at me a certain way. No. It was a real situation that happened. And y'all, at this moment, when I finally put my hands on her, was my last straw. I'm very patient, and I take a lot of stuff, and I even told Summer multiple times, Summer, stop treating me the way that you're treating me. If I'm your friend or we weren't friends, whatever, just at least have that little bit of respect to stop treating me like this because how much is too much? At some point, everyone has a point where it's like, enough is enough. Everyone has a point to where it's like, enough is enough. For me, it was an ongoing thing. And this was my last straw. What you guys are seeing right here is my last straw. I know what I can do to someone. I know what I can do to her. I'm not fighting her just because, oh yeah, I could beat you up. No, it was a...
So what is she talking about? How was she being treated? That's what I really want to know. I really want to know that. How was she being treated, right? And then we go to Summer's response.
Stay on the same path. I'm here. I'm back and I'm better.
This is not Summer's response. I'm just saying. Summer has no filter. Summer does not care. Summer doesn't have a scale to where it's like, nah, that's too far. In all of the experiences in watching Summer, she takes it there, period, all the time. And I don't know what kind of conversation and or scenario happened between Fauna and Koldkilla for Summer to be cool with them again, like, and vice versa, for them to be cool with her and for her to be cool with them. But she has no scale, like no chill factor whatsoever. And I'm just very curious because I said in my review that one person, like, how can I frame this? Immediately when I saw Lex rub on Summer's new work, I was like, okay, so how is the discussion of her doing the patty cake going to come into play? Right? Is the breast less sensitive than the patty cake? Right? Because, like, and we're gonna I'm gonna try to break it down. I want y'all to connect with me, because the women, y'all can answer this question because I don't have a patty cake, and the men, I'm gonna put it on the men's side of things. Right? This is what maybe it's like this for women. So when I'm not into sports, okay, I think men are beautiful, and them playing their gay games on the field, like the football thing where they grabbing and tackling each other and going in between each other's legs, or the basketball thing where they're probably free balling and bouncing each other's balls around. Like, that stuff is very homoerotic for me. Like I don't understand why we're like championing and people make millions to grab each other, right? That's the most homoerotic thing that I've seen like on television, right? Just, I'm just saying it is what it is. But in that homoerotic space, you know what I'm saying? The men slap each other on the buttocks. And so I've always wanted to be like a part of the sports thing to slap the man on the buttocks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I love that. I love cake, right? So when I see that, I'm like, oh, damn. They're happy. They're excited when they slap each other on the buttocks. But like, a dude would never slap a dude on the Johnson. Like, good job, grab the nuts. You know what I'm saying? So there's like an unwritten rule of do not play too much, right? And then, like, with the straightest of the straightest dudes, you could slap them on the buttocks. But when it comes to the front Johnson, you might get socked in the mouth, right? So then I'm wondering if, like, that's how it is for the women. Like, are the breasts considered the buttocks? And you can just, oh, you got your work done. Let me grab them. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, maybe that's like an unwritten rule with the women. But when it comes to the patty cake area, like the front, the meow meow, it's like, girl, that's too much. Is that how it is for women? I'm asking because I don't know. I don't have a JJ. So, you know what I'm saying? But, and to be honest, I don't even want nobody smacking me on the butt. Like, back up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not like a thing. Like, yeah, you did a great goal, touchdown. Let me grab your butt. Like, I don't understand that. I will never understand that. No one will ever be able to make me understand how straight men can slap each other on the butt, but they can't grab each other's front and say, good job, grab the nuts. So I don't know. Maybe it's that way for the women. Maybe it's not that way for the women. But when I watched it, I'm like, she grabbing on Summer's work, but mad that we touching the meow meow. But then again, maybe it could be like that celebratory, girl, good work. Them balloons look real. Let me touch them and see how they feel. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe she wanted to see how the meow meow, if it was real and how that felt. I don't know. I'm being a jerk. But at the end of the day, I feel like if there weren't any rules or boundaries set, then how could we want for someone to not do something? And I'm not saying that there weren't any rules or boundaries set, because in the video, she makes it seems like things were understood and things were discussed. And I had already told you, stop playing with me like that. So if we've established and communicated this, then shouldn't we adhere to the boundary set if we consider this person to be a friend? I'm really curious as to really what went down with these two. And we'll never know until, I guess, we watch it. And hopefully Zeus does an accurate edit, because we know that Zeus edits things and takes things out and creates their own narrative on a lot of these things. So it's like, you always got to take it with a, like even with BRI and Persuasion and Cat and Low, Persuasion comes out and says that, Low was prejudice, and she used the word racism. Let's be clear. The definition of racism. Let's be clear on y'all. I need y'all to do the research and understand the definition of racism is having the ability and or power to take away it. You know what I'm saying? In layman's terms, like I have the power to take something away from you based on such and such, based on your race. So in turn, I'm racist, right? Let me give y'all, because I'm being ghetto right now. So let me give y'all the definition for the slow people in the back that just don't know, right? Prejudice, discrimination, and or antagonism by an individual, community, or institution against a person or people on the basis of their membership in a particular racial or ethnic group, typically one that is minority or marginalized. The belief that different races pose distinct characteristics. Okay, they changed the definition of. Oh, they changed the definition of racism. Okay, racism is the belief that races are superior or inferior to others, leading to prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against someone of a different race. It can also be defined as the systemic oppression of a racial group to the advantage of another embedded in social structure. Wow, they changed the definition of, okay. So as a person or a group of persons because of their origin or belonging or not. Okay, let's gather that back. Very interesting. You know, because I don't know, we're gonna get smart a little bit, right? I did go to school. So back in the day, I don't know when it's changed in the system, right? But back in the day, the definition of racism was to have the power to take it away. If we're just gonna leave it there, right? And doing so because of the person's race, right? Like, you know, a whole elite group of white people not allowing black people to come up, in the dean or the CEO don't want to hire black people in the company because they're black. So that would be the blanket term of racism. But in my years of living on earth, it was always that, like being discriminatory against a person because of their race, right? That would be a blanket racism. It seems like that has made it into the official definition now, just blanket racism, like anybody can be racist. I wonder if that's why they changed it. Because the argument was always that black people can never be racist because they're never in a seat of power. But now they've changed the definition, or I don't know if that's an AI version or whatever. Either way, Sway is calling, you know, low prejudice and or racist. And I'm like, in my mind, and to the whole point, what we were missing was that Low was just antagonizing and disrespecting Bree and calling her out her name and so forth and so on and so forth and so on, which is what led to Bree getting up to want to fight Low when she was like, I want to fight you now. So we didn't see any of that. And we would think that Bree just got up to fight Low because Natalie left. And so now Bree wants to fight Low. You know, I hate when they do that because it pushes the narrative, right? And one would think that because Low is Natalie's friend, that maybe Natalie had a hand in that. I don't know. We don't know, and we'll never know. But either way, Sway is saying that Low created this hostile environment. And she was like, well, I didn't think it was going to go there because we weren't all coming there for that. So she was just caught off guard by the whole thing. And, you know, people are asking her, why didn't she go after Kat? I don't think Sway is scared of any of the BGC girls. Let's be clear. But I think within the BGC realm and or world, right? Like she stated in the video that we saw, the episode that we saw, that there was a certain amount of respect that was given toward all of the ladies, right? And so from that perspective, she didn't think that Kat was going to do that. So when Kat did that, she was caught off guard and was like, oh, what are we doing? What are we doing? Right? I feel like if it was established that Kat and Low were going to go after Bree, I feel in my heart of hearts that Persuasion would have been with Bri. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been a Persuasion and Bri versus Cat and Lo. But it was just Lo going off at the mouth, and Bri was responding to her. Cat came up on the okie doke, and that's when it threw Sway off. Like, what are we doing right now? Please let me know where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Y'all feel what I'm saying? But yeah, now that we got this new definition of racing, when did this change? Hold up. I don't know if I really like that. But at the end of the day, is Lo prejudice or have something towards white folk? Like, this is the first time I'm hearing this. Like, is this, what do y'all think? Do y'all think that that's the case? Ugh, I don't know. I wonder also, to not be on one side, I wonder if Bri was running off at the mouth or talking about Natalie a lot, and that caused Lo to respond to that. Or was Lo just like, girl, you trailer park trash, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. We don't know because things were edited out and we only have Sway's version. I would love to see what Bri got to say. And yeah. Also, Bri is online talking about she doesn't know what they're doing with chapter 2, but she would like for her and Sway to come back with chapter 2 and get some things aired out. I don't know if Natalie's going to like that or allow that. But then we do know that Natalie doesn't have that much power when it comes to like the casting. So maybe Bri will come back for chapter 2. We see that Camilla is posting on her Twitter about chapter 2 with a heart situation. Shout out to the BGC women. They were there for a couple of episodes, right? For the most part. You know how they're going to stretch this out. But the majority of the BGC women, they left after the meetup, right? They left. A lot of them did. And so they were supposed to come, do the casting or whatever. I was told that they do go to, and we see this, they do go to the dinner, but after that, a lot of them left. Now we know that Janelle stayed and we know that Jayla stayed, but for the most part, the women left, right? And so that's that. So we're not going to really see them that much anymore. Missed opportunity. I really wish that Natalie would have stayed so that we could have gotten, their response about the casting, because I felt like that could have opened up new storylines, because I feel like a lot of the women would have been shady and some of the women would have been nice, but Zeus would have shown us the shady moments, which would allow the regular cast, to feel some sort of way about the BGC women. But let's be clear, I don't think any of them care like that. We know Camilla goes off and runs at the mouth on Twitter. We know Seven ain't scared of anyone. We know Kat is going to speak her mind regardless. We know Jayla's going to speak her mind regardless. Sarah's going to always speak her mind. The only one that would be a bit more, but Judy would speak her mind, but she'd be like, I don't want to fight though. I don't want to fight though. Let's get into Natalie real quick.
Conversation. And I am going to get the footage from Zeus when we very first initially ever said baddie, baddie, and the chant. I'm going to do that because at this point, you guys are just getting out of control with it. It was not created in New Orleans. And if it was, you guys keep sending me a clip. Everyone has on Mardi Gras beads. And this clip is in New Orleans when we were on Bourbon Street. So why in the scene did Persuasion and Bri say it was created in North Carolina, which was the first city we went to or the second city we went to on Baddies, see all these goddamn Baddies shows? Baddies, South. But first of all, how are you going to tell me? Okay, first of all, let's just do this. If you're a businesswoman and you created a chant on a show, right? Why you didn't trademark it? Why is the trademark mine? I have Baddie Shot O'Clock in the gaming space where I can sell my game.
Okay, let's pause it there. So I'm waiting for this other footage. Like I said, somebody came on my video and was like, hey, I think it was episode 3, the person said, of season 1, it happened. I don't know if y'all saw it. If y'all put it in the comments that y'all saw it, put like stars or something so I can see if that's the case. So send me a DM on @Timon so I can see if that's the case, because I don't know. I'm gonna let Natalie on her shit's naive, because if she talking like she got it, then show it. You know what I mean? But as far as the trademark, any 5 people can have the same idea, right? 5 people could originally, let's be clear, there's billions and billions of people on this planet. Baddy shot a clock. I'm not going to say everybody, all billions of people thought about it, but you can have an idea about something. It doesn't mean that somebody else does not have an idea about it as well, right? So multiple truths can be aligned and in sync and thought of at the same time, right? Multiple creations, let's go there, right? You know, I can think of my show, The Mister, but somebody could call a book The Mister, or somebody can call a movie The Mister. We all thought of The Mister. Whoever trademarks it first, though, gets it legally or owns it legally. That's how the process works. If I'm Bri, and this is no shade to Bri or any of the women on the show, but if I'm Bri, in the moment of being brought back in the guise of sisterhood, in the guise of baddies, BGC, in the guise of Natalie, OG, bringing the girls on, let's be clear, and Baddie South was what that guise was. And so if I'm not thinking that if I say something on a Zeus, not syndicated kind of show, that I'm gonna have to worry about losing money on it. I'm not. Nobody can say that about a Baddie South. Like Baddie South was not giving what, if you go on Baddies, what it's giving now, right? So I can understand Bri's mind not thinking like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could also, not saying that this is Bri's thoughts, but if this was, I could understand it. Thinking that Natalie is, you know, big sister in these chicks, like, I'm gonna bring her on the show, we're gonna make money, blah, blah, blah. You know how Natalie can talk or has spoken in the past. You know, I got you. Y'all my girls, da-da-da, BGC, we out, what up? You know how she do. In my mind, I'm thinking that's how she did it, right? And so, you know, Bri like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Thank you, Natalie, for the chance, right? So then, boom, like, Baddie Shot O'Clock becomes a thing. In my mind, I'm like, Natalie gonna be like, yo, you should trademark that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm putting you on, you coming on my show, whoop. I think you should trademark that. That'd be smart. Natalie is not that. Natalie is not that at all. Natalie is, oh, Joe, this could be okay, this shit is on my show. Let me rock this. This is dope. They picking it up? Okay, dope. Like, boom. That's what I really think happened in my mind. But, you know, I could be wrong. You know, I could be completely wrong. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think? Anyways, I got some other stuff to talk about, but I don't want to make this video like an hour and some change long, right? And then I want to go over some things as well, because I reneged on the top 10, but y'all want me to do baddie type. And, I need to really work on that video. I need to like really work on that video. But anyways, I love y'all for the comments. I love y'all for the likes. Like, comment, share. And shout out to Tinkabella for, you know, reposting my little clip. I'm going to do that more, because sometimes I think I'll be dropping a couple of Jews in my reviews and my, you know, news takes with the ladies. And so I'm going to put more videos like that on the Instagram. And I think it'll help with cross promotion and promoting the fact that I do reviews anyways, right? Because we need to get these numbers up from 2,000 to 3,000 to 15,000 to 20,000 a day. That's what we need to do. Yeah. Anyways, I love y'all. Stay blessed and eat some good stuff. All right. Fill the bellies. I'm going to try. I'm really not into the holidays like that. You know, my mom is no longer here. My family is kind of like non-existent. So like family gatherings and stuff like this is not really my mojo. Are there any connects that can connect with me on that? Anyways, I love y'all. Stay blessed, stay happy, and smiling. Deuces.